What is up, everybody?
Hi everyone,
I'm Ja,
I'm Mike.
and welcome to today's stream. It is good to be back.
It's quite a while, right?
It has been quite a while, yeah.
For me, 1 week. So
Oh,
I'm still in the flow, but
yeah, it's been a month. I think a lot of guys don't even know who I am anymore.
do you still know how to stream?
Yeah, so about that, guys, it's been a while for me, so
Don't be too harsh on
don't
him.
be too harsh on me, alright?
He forgot all the
Yeah.
ins and outs of streaming.
Exactly.
We'll teach him everything.
So we got a lot of good stuff for you today. So we're gonna teach you all about 1440p, or aka Quad HD, what it means, and compared to 1080p, what it means. We'll be showing you some market information, product demonstration, unboxing of new products, and well, a lot of software demonstrations. So a lot more to come. But first, like you're used to our stream, from our stream, we have, of course, an awesome giveaway. Now, please go to msi.com/2/insider and sign up, register, and like. And who knows, you may be one of the lucky winners.
So if you like our YouTube or Twitch page, you can participate. If you like both of them, you even have double the chance to participate. So please do so.
Yeah.
And we will draw multiple winners throughout the stream. So even
exactly.
if you heard one winner, you still have the option to participate.
So no worry,
Still
you
have
can
a chance
win
to-
on the first try. And
Definitely.
besides that, you might have already seen on the banner, right now we're in the promotional period for the Pelican case. Well, actually for the Trident X. So if you're planning on purchasing a Trident X, I really suggest you do it now, because you'll get a chair, well, our own gaming chair for free. And you will have the chance to win one of the Pelican cases. Well, sounds like an awesome deal
And
to
they
me.
are nice.
Exactly. And who knows, we might have one delivered later to the room, so you can see what the Pelican's luggage looks like.
So if you have any questions in between, just drop them in chat. We'll try to answer as many as possible.
Exactly.
And
So I hope you enjoy the stream today. Alright, let's get it going.
definitely.
Well, so I already told you, 1440p, aka Quad HD, aka white Quad HD. So it has the pixels, or the resolution will be 2560 by 1440, as you can also see on the screen. So compared to the full HD version, it's 1920 by 1080. So you're getting a lot more screen real estate, as well as a lot more pixels. So one may ask, okay, just how much pixel are you actually getting? So it actually comes down to, give or take, 77% increase in pixels. So that's a lot of pixels, you can imagine. And your screen is full of pixels. So the more pixels you have on your screen, I can imagine that the clearer your image will become.
The sharper it will
the
get.
sharper you'll
Just
get.
a short message in between. Some people cannot see the link on the page. I posted it in chat, so you can participate directly in the giveaway there. So
Yeah.
please do so.
So please hurry, because before you know it, we're already drawing our first lucky winner. Alright, so I already mentioned you have 77% more pixels compared to the full HD.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pixels.
And
So,
do you still remember when Full HD was really a revolution?
actually I do, compared to HD back then, the 720p, and then we had like the 1080p. So I guess like in a similar scenario, this feels kind of the same, well, the context at least, right?
It's a little bit when the size of the monitor goes up, the resolution goes with it.
Exactly. So you already mentioned like the sizes go up, just like, the smartphone trend. Back in the days you had like 3 to 4 inches smartphones, and nowadays they barely fit in your pocket, right? 6 inches plus, it's getting crazy out there.
I think like my first smartphone had like 240p or something. That was a
the
super low
first-
resolution. You could
first
count the pixels on
smartphone.
there.
Wow, I don't even remember the first smartphone I had. I'm just that old. It's well, with the monitors, it's actually a similar story, because they keep getting bigger. Because it used to be like 24, 25 inch. That's like the standard. The sweet spot with Full HD. And nowadays, people want bigger screens, so the trend is really moving towards to bigger than 24, 25 inches. So like 27 inches. It's more like the new 25, 24 inch. So 27 inch paired with Quad HD, so 1440p resolution. That is currently like the market trend. That's where it has been moving towards to, and we'll be showing you more later regarding this whole thing. But so just what kind of so why would people like to move up? Like what are there advantages? Because I think there are quite a few, right?
Yeah,
Because there are more
advantages.
pixels, so you know.
Like
you can-
already without opening a game, if you're on your desktop and you want to have multiple windows open, it's much easier when you have a Quad HD screen. When you have a Full HD screen, sometimes you get the problem that windows don't fit properly next to each other.
I know those. Unfortunately, I still make use of those kind of resolutions.
So if you have multi-monitor, it's easier because you can just drag one window in one monitor and the other in the other monitor.
Exactly.
But if you want to use multiple windows on one screen, that's a lot easier on a 1440p screen than on 1080p.
Exactly. So it comes down to you have more screen real estate.
Yeah.
So you have more workspace. You have more place to do whatever you like, whether it's gaming, to become even more immersed in your game because of the extra real screen space.
And so it will benefit you both in productivity because within Windows you can do more on one screen.
Exactly. So
but in the game it will become sharper.
Yeah, in both scenarios it's a win-win. And like I already said, because this is really very important for you to know, is that because of all the new pixels that you will get, your screen just looks different.
Element Game is asking for the giveaway for what countries it's available. It's worldwide, so it doesn't matter where you're from, you can participate in the giveaway.
No
and
problemo.
you'll have a chance to win. We got another question. What is a WQHD?
Well, the W stands for white, and the Q stands for quad, and well, HD. So it's wide quad HD.
Yeah.
Because the screen is getting bigger, it also gets wider. So you know.
Yeah. So the widescreen is like for the 16:9 aspect ratio that you have.
So I get, you know, some people get confused about all the names because there are so many different terms that you can use. Well, you just have to remember that more or less all referring to the same case.
Yeah, so WQHD is essentially 2560 times 1440 pixels.
So I see there are already some smart people in the chat answering questions already.
Definitely.
We always like that. So if you know the answer, if you think you know the answer, just participate in the chat, you know. Let's get it going.
KDC is saying, what is 1440p? Baby, don't hurt me no more. That's a good one.
Those kind of comments we appreciate the most. Let's get it going, guys. Come on.
Good joke.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, where were we? All right. Yeah. So, we've been talking about, you know, why people would like to have bigger screens or higher resolution. So we gave you, you know, a lot of the advantages already, and I think one of the main ones is that, you know, the workspace, the extra workspace, and the extra pixels, so you have clearer image in game. Everything will look crispy sharp. Now, so we have told you all this. Now, the next slide we would like to show you just, you know, just how much this difference can be. So here we have
what the difference will look like essentially when you're in a game.
Exactly.
Example.
So I can imagine that you're just thinking this. So now you have this visual illustration of what the difference can be. And I think a lot of people will also think that, hey, well, on the smartphone, you know, when they went from Full HD to Quad HD or even higher, they didn't even notice the difference. Well, you can imagine that on such a small screen, it's a lot harder to you know, to really notice the differences. But obviously on computer monitors, it's a lot bigger for you to spot the differences. So on the image here on the left, well, you can read for yourself. You can see the left side is a lot crispier. If you take an image and you kind of zoom in on that image, you can see, you know, what the really like the quality is like.
Yeah, just to clarify, this is a zoomed in picture.
Yeah.
So it's also dependent how sharp it is, like how close you sit on your monitor. If you're closer to your monitor, then it's
obviously
important to
see
have a
more
higher
difference.
resolution. Yeah.
So this can be one of the scenarios that you can really see if you compare Full HD to Quad HD, is that, you know, really that more detailed look and representation of your screen by the Quad HD. So I hope this will give you a clearer image, and if you still don't, well, if you still have questions, just fire in the chat.
We already
we'll
get some questions in chat. Rayro is asking, how often do you guys stream?
How often? Well, good that you asked because we scream. Oh, we scream. We stream. Yeah, we also scream before the stream, so that's why
We scream every day and we stream every
exactly,
week.
Yeah. There's a lot of screaming back in the office right there. But yeah, we actually stream every single week.
Yeah.
Yeah, every single week on Wednesday, the same day, same timeline, but maybe a different presenter. So today, you know, me and Mike are presenting, and next week, Mike is going to be presenting again, but then maybe with me or without me.
I think Peter next week.
Oh yeah, actually,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah, Peter's streaming next week.
Maybe with one of us. We don't know
Exactly.
yet. We just
So-
know Peter will be
Yeah.
there next week. And
So for your convenience, you know, it's the same time, same day, every week.
Mr. Casual Geek is asking if you had to pick between a 1440p 144 Hz monitor or a 4K
Oh.
60 Hz monitor, which one would you pick and why?
Well, actually, I don't have to think too much or too hard about this one. I'm gonna go 1440p 144 Hz all the way. To be honest, maybe not even because, you know, it's 144 Hz, but just because 4K, it's so hard to game on 4K at this moment.
It's harsh on your graphics card.
Exactly. I
That's
mean, I'm not the
number one.
richest guy out there. So yeah, 4K 60 Hz, and then I have to, you know, cut down on refresh rate. Yeah, I'm a competitive gaming player, so you can imagine that FPS is everything for me. I
Yeah.
think you too, right?
For me, it's the same. I would definitely go for 1440p with a higher refresh rate.
Yeah.
Like, once you go to a higher refresh rate, it's really hard to get back to 60 Hz.
You can never go back.
Yeah, it's a bit like mechanical keyboards. Once you get used to a mechanical keyboard, going back to a
Back,
regular
back,
keyboard
back.
is also really hard.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I really like that smooth gameplay. I also like the more competitive, fast-paced games.
Yeah.
And then I think high refresh rate is a really big benefit.
Highly skilled at Rocket League, so if you're
And he's
into
highly
Rocket
skilled
League-
at CSGO.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know, here we really like competitive gaming plays,
Yeah.
gaming. So high FPS is everything to us.
So we like the esports titles.
Yep.
Which we'll
All
actually
right.
get back on a little bit later on.
Exactly. Excuse me. Well, moving on. So we have talked a lot about, you know, 1440p and 1080p, but you know, in real life, in numbers, you know, what does it actually mean? So the graphs right here, they're being they were composed by an independent hardware website.
Someone's
So-
actually just asking questions about what it causes when you run in 4040p compared to 1080p. So that's what we'll show you now. So let me see who was asking the question. Was
Moving ahead.
Spief the Wise. We will now get into your question in depth.
All right.
So
So like I just said, the graphs are being they were made by an independent hardware website, hardware.info. So we had no ways to influence this. And if you can't read the numbers, please let us know. We'll try to answer your questions.
sorry about that. Just opening my can.
Coke addict, the good kind of Coke. So on the left side, 1080p medium settings. For this, you know, it's really easy to go around. You don't need a heavy graphics card to handle it. If you have like 1050, you are good to go. If you have even RX 560, you're good to go. You can play at around 55 plus frames per second, so it's really close to the 60 FPS standard to have smooth gameplay. And if you move up to ultra settings at 1080p, you will go like slightly higher in class. Because then you already need like a 1060 6 gigabyte or 3 gigabyte, depending on if you want to be at 60 plus or 60 minus FPS. So for 1060, for those of you who can't see it, the being highlighted version is, well, the two being highlighted are 1060 6 gigabyte version and 3 gigabyte version. With the 6 gigabyte, obviously you get a higher frame rate, so around 68 frames per second. With the RX 580, you will get even higher, in this case 70 plus frames per second.
Yeah, that's very dependent on the game you play.
Yeah.
Like, this is an average number with a lot of different games tested.
Yeah, so
For example, if you play the esports titles like we do, you will generally get a little bit higher FPS. And the really AAA titles
Yeah.
with the best graphics, they tend to be
yep, so those
hard
kind of
running
titles are
graphics card.
also mixed in this kind of graphs. So a lot of tons of games were being tested, and then the average FPS were taken out by, you know, depending by the hardwares on the left side listed here. So AAA titles are in there, and on average, this should be like the FPS you will get with the specific GPU. Now, moving on to 1440p. That's of course what this is about. I think I heard a lot of guys say or talk about, hey, 1440p, it's quite hard to game on 1440p hardware wise. So it's quite hard on your GPU. It requires a lot of horsepower. In essence, it's true, but it's also not true. So it actually depends
on the situation.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. So what do you require from a game? What do you want to get out of it? Do you want to do you only play ultra only, or are you kind of like, okay, I'm good with medium because it still looks good on 1440p?
And also, do you play the esports titles or do you play AAA titles? If you always want to play the newest games, then it will be harder on your graphics card.
Exactly.
Than if you play, for example, CS:GO is from 2012.
2012, yeah.
So that will not be as harsh on your graphics card as when you play a game that came out last month, for example.
So it depends, what's your preference. So let's take a look here. So on the left side you can see 1440p medium settings. You're good to go with an RX 570. You can get 70 plus FPS. You're good to go with a 1060 3GB version. And you can still get 70 frames per second.
So usually we say if you're over 60 FPS, then you will have a pleasant gaming experience.
Yes.
That's what we consider smooth gameplay.
Exactly.
But of course, with high refresh rate, you can get even smoother.
Exactly. So that's what you would like to ideally move up to. So it's not that hard to play on 1440p hardware-wise, because if you're
sticking to medium settings,
you can.
Then a mid-range card is fine.
Exactly. So, but if you want to play at ultra settings, of course, that's like a different kind of scenario. Ultra settings on 1440p, so we have to be real here. That will require some horsepower from a GPU. So you will have to move up to at least a 1070. So GTX 1070 or AMD Vega 56. For those kind of cards, you would get around 65 plus FPS. So if you want to have 60 plus FPS or even higher, you will have to at least have these kind of cards to accompany the ultra setting on 1440p, because that's really maxed out. Yeah. And honestly, for me, I usually don't play at ultra settings. I test it out sometimes, and I really do prefer, lower my settings a bit and have more FPS than really having like the mind-blowing graphics on the screen staring at me, but then have like lower frame rates.
Yeah, it's the same for me, but I know a lot of people do like all the eye candy, especially in the newer AAA titles.
Like Eric?
Yeah. Eric wants to have everything on ultra.
Yep, exactly.
So he's fine if his frame rate is a little bit lower, but everything should look as good as possible.
So, conclusion here is that it comes down to your preference. Now, obviously I know this is not where it ends, because we have talked about Quad HD, we have talked about 27 inches or even higher, 1440p, but there are also ultra-wide monitors or gaming monitors even out there. Well, in those kind of cases, you will require a graphics card that you would normally require for 1440p ultra settings at 60 plus FPS, like an RX 560 or GTX 1070. You will have to have, for the same performance, 1080 Ti or 2070. So RTX 2070 or 1080 Ti to have the same performance that you will have ultra 1440p, but then
it's quite a step up in graphics card.
Exactly. So as you can see on the slide, also a 34% increase in screen real estate.
Rayro is asking, what graphics cards do you guys use? Like, do you mean at home or today? Because today we will use a different graphics card than we use at home. At home, I personally use a GTX 1070. I have a mini ITX system, so I have the Aero ITX model, the really small one.
Yeah, I'm very poor. I work for free here. So I can only afford like
volunteering.
Yeah, RX and AMD RX 570, and I have put that little guy like to the max, tuned all the way up to like the max. Yeah, sad story at home. So that's why I like to come here,
For CS:GO, an RX 570 is perfectly fine. Nothing to complain about.
Yeah, but unfortunately my CPU is even worse. So, so I really like to come to work, just be embodied by all the hot hardware the 2080 Ti's, you know, the i9 9900Ks. It's awesome. Well, I hope that answers your
question. We have some more questions. Vols, I don't know if I pronounced correctly, is asking 16:9 or 16:10. So the the monitor we were just talking about is actually 21:9 because that's the ultra wide.
Yeah. So the current slide.
Yeah, but the ones we were talking about previously, like 1920 by 1080 and 2560 times 1440, they're both 16:9 screens.
Yes. So that's also more common, right?
Yeah.
Than 16:10.
Yeah, 16:10 used to be very common.
Yeah.
Like back in the day when you had 1920 times 1200, for example, or 2560 times 1600. But nowadays, pretty much everything 16:9 or even wider.
Exactly. So coming back to the ultra wide gaming monitors. Obviously, yeah, some people do use it for gaming. I can imagine, especially for racing games or some slow-paced RPG games. It's great to have all the extra real estate, screen real estate. That's great, so you can look around without having to look around with your mouse. You can just look around with your eyes.
And it's really immersive because
exactly
they tend to be bigger screens as well. For this resolution, 34 inches is a common size.
Yeah.
And because it's so wide, it's super immersive compared to, for example, a 24-inch 1080p screen.
It kind of actually reminds me of, now that you mention it, when you go to gaming arcades, sometimes you'll see those kind of like fully geared up racing setups with the kind of panoramic screen views. That kind of reminds me of what it is. If you really have like those big sized ultra wides, and I think especially for productivity and multimedia purposes, that's where it really kicks in. But it comes down to personal preference, of course. Some people will game on ultra wides and they prefer nothing else.
Yeah, it's very much dependent on what you want. Usually the more esports kind of people, they tend to game on smaller screens and 16:9.
Yeah.
If you're really going for example, the best single player experience, the most immersive single player experience you can get, they tend to go for larger screens and ultra wide, for example.
Yeah. So you have the information, now you just have to figure out, what's your preference. Now, we've talked a lot about, the market trends and, what's popular right now and where's the market heading towards to. There's one big aspect we haven't talked about yet, and that's really like the curved gaming monitors, right?
I have one in front of me.
Yeah, and me. I actually have one at home. I just transitioned to curved gaming. Before I dive into all the numbers that you see right here, I really have to say that ever since I tried out curved gaming, at the beginning it felt really like unnatural because you're used to a flat screen, right? But now the screen suddenly is like just curved towards you. And after having used it for a little while, I came to the realization like, wait, this is natural. The flat ones are not natural because they're like pointing like alongside your field.
And like the corners, they're further away from your eyes than the middle of the screen.
So your eyes peripheral field is like this, and now it's actually coming towards you like it's supposed to be. So now it actually feels a lot more natural and a lot more immersive because the sides are actually now coming towards you instead of away from you, if you know what I mean, right? So that's really my personal experience. So I was really happy that I tried that out.
Benjamin is saying in chat.
I'm not sure about you guys.
All the day at work, we sit in front of a PC to afford to sit all day in front of PC at home.
I see somebody likes to be on the internet.
Yeah, for gamers, that's often how it works.
Yep, that's how society works, I guess. Sometimes can't help it. Now, okay, so back on topic. So curved gaming monitor, I think a lot of you have been seeing, curved gaming monitor popping up everywhere, whether it's in stores or, or at your friend's house or on the internet, you see people use it. And there's really like a good explanation for it because the market has really been moving towards gaming monitors. So here on the graph you can also see in 2017 it's still relatively lower than, the flat screens. But in the past 2 years, it has been growing exponentially. So it has vastly outgrown flat screens. And on the right side, you can see just how much the proportions are compared to flat screens. So in 2017 it's just like 35%, and then you went all the way up to 58%, and this year it will go to 68%. So it has vastly outgrown flat gaming monitors.
Yeah, in the gaming market it has. So this is for panels over 100 Hertz, so they're usually used for gaming. Like for office usage, there's not really a point of getting a very high refresh rate monitor.
So it already says like gaming monitors, so you have to keep that in mind. So it's not all the monitors for gaming. And
so
I think
for gaming, really, Curve took off quickly.
And I think MSI really had kept up with this this crave for curved gaming monitors, and I think that's why we only have like curved gaming monitors in our portfolio, right? Except for the newest NXG
Except for our esports monitor.
Yeah, that's the only one that's not curved. The rest are all curved, and I think that's really just to accompany you guys to crave curved gaming monitors.
And that's also a bit what the market wants, because the esports players, they usually want flat panels.
Yeah.
And so people want a more immersive experience. They want the curved panels, and especially if you try the curved on an ultra-wide screen, it's insane.
Yep.
Well, one of our viewers, Hazawatts, saying ultra-wide is so nice. I play in 3440 times 1440 in ultra-wide.
You must have a lot of. But okay, I think we have blabbed on for quite a long time now. Maybe it's time to draw a lucky winner.
Yeah, because one
I think it's time. You guys deserved it.
He was also asking in chat, I was a little late, how do we enter the giveaway? We're going to draw our first winner right now, but of course you can still enter.
So, for those of you who, well, Mike is busy drawing the winner.
Yeah, I'll draw the first winner.
For those of you who just joined or who missed out on the information, go to msi.com/2/insider, and there you can join you have to like the pages, and then you can join the giveaway. It's just simple as that. So if you have missed on the information on the banner here, you can also see. And if you can't, well, if the link doesn't work for you, go to the chat, because Mike has posted a direct link to just it again for the giveaway. There you can register yourself, and throughout this stream we will still be drawing a few more winners. So don't worry if you didn't win on the first try. We all lose sometimes.
There will be more possibilities to win. Yeah, we have our first winner.
Ooh.
Congratulations, Nick Kobe. I don't know if I pronounce your name correctly. Kobe?
I think it's Kobe.
Kobe?
Nick Kobe. If that's your
Nick,
real name.
I think Nick that's the easiest way. Nick, congratulations. You won one of the
Shadow of the Tomb Raiders game code. So hope you enjoy it. And something else.
And let us know if you play it on a curved gaming monitor.
Exactly. Right now we're in the promotional period for Trident X, so if you're planning on buying a new gaming PC with everything inside that you could possibly want, go for the Trident X, because now you will get a gaming chair, our own gaming chair, for free, and you will also receive you have the chance to receive one of the gifts, which is the Pelican luggage.
Even we don't have our own gaming chairs yet.
No. So go for it. And the Pelican luggage, really something to look forward to, with all the gears inside, and for stuff that you can put to take anywhere that you go. It's my kind of luggage.
Alright. So you're not traveling light. Well, Trident X quite light for a gaming system. But
actually it is, yeah. It's totally right.
It's light in weight, but heavy in components.
Yep. Alright, I think it's time for you guys to see the new products. Right?
I think that's a very good idea.
Alright, let me just grab the box.
That's one big box. That's a very big box, actually. I'll just make a bit of space here. I'll move to the side.
Alright. Yeah, that's a big boy, as you can see already. Well, here, 32 inch. It is our MAG 321 CQR. So while I'm at it anyways, let me just quickly explain to you, like, it kind of looks like a long name, but it's actually, it has a logic behind it that's very logical. So MAG is just our series name, and 321, the 32 stands for the inches, so 32 inch, and 1 stands for the versions. You don't have to keep pay attention to the 1, because if there's an update, there is, but the first 2 letters, they're the most important. So the inch, 32 inch CQR. Can you guys guess what the C stands for? We've talked about this a lot. Chet? or the Q or the R. Alright, for those of you
Curved!
Come on, Mike! So the C stands for curved, and then the Q stands for Quad HD. And R, well, you guessed it, RGB! Yes, so it's that easy, if you think about
Curved
it.
Quad HD monitor
Yeah,
with RGB.
did anybody guess it? Well,
Nope.
nobody guessed it. Alright, let me put the box down and take out what's inside.
I think there's a slight delay in chat, so maybe we still get the right answer.
Alright. So, here we have our usual suspects. Actually, I've already taken the liberty to take some stuff out of the plastic bags. So, we have the cables, display port, the USB hub cable, HDMI, of course the power adapter, but the most important parts, of course, the foot. So let me just take this two part out first, and then the main course.
We have a bit limited space. So.
Yeah. The monitor. Thank you, Mike. It feels so nice.
32 inches, that's a big monitor.
Yep. I remember when my TVs used to be 32 inches. Back in the days.
That's not. I think the one in my bedroom is actually still 32.
It's still. All right. Can you help, Mike?
Very
Awesome.
good.
So, I see that actually I already made the monitor dirty, so there are quite a few fingerprints on there already.
Did you have a hamburger for lunch?
How did you know? Actually, no, it was just KFC.
Just guessing.
It was just KFC. Alright, so here we have the monitor itself. I'm just quickly showing you how curved it is, and after this I'll be setting it up just to show you how easy you can actually set this up. Alright.
Here you can also really clearly see the curve.
So if you're here, you know, everything is really will come towards you. That's what we've been trying to tell you. Alright, let's put this aside first.
It actually takes up pretty much all the table.
Eric, we need a bigger table.
Yeah, we definitely do. If monitors keep getting bigger, we definitely do need a bigger table. There we have the stand. People are asking questions about our keyboard. This is actually the one I'm using here. Is a very old HP keyboard.
This one is more sexy.
Yeah, we have a very nice one over there.
We'll show you later with a product demonstration, well, a software demonstration, so don't worry. Stay tuned. Alright, so first part.
This is still a very old keyboard from before the time MSI made keyboards.
Yeah, I think a lot of those keyboards will still be used in offices.
Yeah,
so
I don't really like them. I prefer the mechanical ones. So
first,
why did you actually put this here? You could have taken a mechanical one.
I have no idea what it's doing there. Well, first step, just click those two on, and there's a very easy to use thumb screw here that you can just screw on. That's all, you don't need any gears yet. And voila, you're done with the first step. And now you have to click this in. Maybe here we can see it more detailed. Mike.
Wait. Eric was answering no room for a bigger table. Then we need a bigger room.
No, I mean the cam.
Oh, sorry. What?
The cam.
The cam?
Yes.
Oh, let me.
Alright guys, so here you can see we have two holes. Then you have to click the foot in, and you're almost done after that. So alright, and then the screws.
I can remember a recent live stream where Ja lost the screws.
Yes. I hope this is not one of those.
So let's see if he can find them now. I think he lost them again. It's always the same story.
Yes, I think the screws disappeared again. Well, I think anyone can do this, so you just need to screw in 4 screws right here.
Are you sure you don't have
Yes, that's all. No, it disappeared again.
How do you always manage to lose the screws?
I'm not sure. I'm not the one who puts the screw in the box. Well, guys, it's not here. But 4 screws here, 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 and you're done. All right. No worries. Let's just be careful, and we can still do this. So here you have it in full glory. So obviously adjustable in height. So
yeah,
all
I
the
can
way
already
down
see
here.
your fat fingers on the screen there.
All the way up here. So it's a 144 Hz gaming monitor. You've already seen it's curved. It uses the Samsung's curved VA panel with 1 millisecond response time, so very fast. And something else maybe you haven't noticed is that this one right here is actually one of the 2 new monitors that we're going to show you today. But obviously we didn't tell you, so you didn't know. But now you know.
Daniel
It's
Johnson
been here
actually,
all this time.
Daniel is offering us some office space in Seattle. But some people already noticed that we're located in the Netherlands, so that's quite far.
Well, I wouldn't mind going to Seattle if we can like get a Kickstarter project going on to finance us. Then I don't mind.
And I saw before people were also discussing where MSI is from. MSI is a Taiwanese company.
Yeah.
So our headquarters are based in Taiwan. But we're located in the Netherlands.
By no
And
means
our
that's the
European-
reason I'm hired. I'm volunteering. So, alright, let me just plug in the power cable to show you some nice effects. So what do you guys think of this one? Because this is the smaller brother, the 27-inch version. So same specifications, the same series, but
Like
just
27
smaller.
inch is quite large for a screen, but next to the 32 inch it
Yeah.
looks quite small.
I mean, this is quite a different beast.
People are asking how many kilograms is it?
How many kilograms? Actually, that's a good question. I have to
Indeed,
check.
Good question. So what would you guess the weight?
I would guess that this is at least 5 kilograms.
I think it's more. Let me
At
just
least.
look it up real quick. I were quite close, I have to say.
How much?
6.63.
Ah, yeah. So,
That's good, guys.
all right. So this is on now. You can see. Oh, wait, this side. The RGB. Obviously nowadays, can't miss the RGB. All right. Let me just put this here to show you just how much bigger this actually is. What kind of is? Than the 27-inch version. So here we have the 27-inch. Alright,
I can barely see the camera anymore. I'm hidden behind all the screens.
can you see? It's this much higher and it's even wider. So,
Yeah,
You know?
it's quite a bit bigger.
for those of you who think the size matter, go for the bigger one. Alright, so what does this monitor have? And let's first talk about how it looks on the back side. So here, please don't mind my fat fingers. It's a matte gray / dark gray black finish with a very subtle logo right here. And let me turn to the camera a bit more. Here we have a glossy finish with our iconic, how to say this, like tracer mark, right?
Yep.
And here we have our Mystic Light RGB. Later I'll be demonstrating everything that that there is. Well, actually not, because Mike's gonna do that later.
People are already making jokes about that you lost the screws.
Well, actually,
KDC is saying,
no,
don't screw this up
no,
now.
no. Technically, I didn't screw this up because I didn't lose the screws. They were not there. Because I think they were lost before this session already.
I think I actually asked you, do you have the screws this time?
Yeah,
You
well,
said yes.
no, because now I remember it's in the box of the smaller one.
So you actually have the screws.
Yeah, but we only have like one pair of the screws. Okay, but yeah, not important right now. So, okay, if we take a detailed look right here, maybe we can see the material even better, the finish on the back.
Clear view.
Yeah. So also here a matte finish with the USBs, HDMI, so 2 HDMIs, the power cord right here, and 1 display port. We have 2 USB right here, headphone jack obviously, and for the USB hub and to power on the RGB, the Mystic light on this guy. So here we also have a little hole, the Kensington lock. So if you want to take this anywhere, you're not home, you don't feel safe, lock it up, it's all good. Mystic light, and this red little button right here, it's very iconic. It's our 5-way joystick to activate the on-screen OSD. And you can fine-tune this any way you want it with the software, which I'll be showing you guys later. So, to show you the front side, you can see we have like a very well, modern frameless design. You can imagine, because Mike, I think you have like 3 monitors lined up at home, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine like how awesome it would be to have 3 curved monitors like right next up to each other?
I actually did at the office. I took 3 of the curved monitors and I played a race game on it.
Wow, good for you.
It's really cool.
Well, maybe I...
Because you can really put, that's the cool thing about curved monitors and multi-monitor, you can really put them around you. Like if you have flat monitors and you're using multiple of them, you get these corners that you don't have if you're using curved monitors.
Maybe I'll have to try that out tomorrow.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. So
I will join.
here we have the 32-inch MAG 3-to-1 CQR. Now, I've briefly told you about, you know, this is a 144 Hz and VA panel, etc., but later, right after this, I'll be diving into this to show you more what this is all about. And if you have any questions regarding the design of this monitor, just ask us in the chat. If not,
I was asking, can you put a lock on your screen? Yeah, that's the Kensington.
Yeah, that's the little hole that we just show you.
Yeah, special
on the
locks.
back
You
side.
also see them on notebooks, for example. And that's how you can secure your screen. For example, if you're on a gaming event, on a LAN party, you can, for example, secure the monitor to your table or something.
Yeah. So, very good to have.
Mr. Masterdox saying 1070 for 3 monitors. I usually play esports titles and I prefer to game on one of the monitors. So I use the middle one. I use the 3 for productivity reasons.
Yeah. You can use it the way you want it. Just
Daniel's
depending
asking,
on
did you say
preference.
144 or 444 hertz?
Let's say I said 444 Hz. How great would that be?
It would be great, but it's 144 hertz.
Yes, it's 144.
So far there are no 444 hertz LCD
Exactly,
panels yet.
that would be so great. I think we'll be rich.
But if you
we
want
had
higher than 144 hertz, then we also have a 240 hertz model. But that's a completely different monitor. That one is really targeted at esports.
So, hey, why not try another winner?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So let me
I hope a lot of you guys signed up because this is your second chance already.
And for the ones who haven't signed up yet, please do so. I will drop the link in chat again in case you cannot see it on the landing page. Let me just draw our next winner. Our next winner is Joe Brown. Congratulations. That's an easy name. Joe Brown.
Joe Brown.
I can do that.
Wow.
Congratulations. You also won a copy of Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I hope you enjoy it. Have fun with it. And the rest of you who hasn't signed up yet or have lost, no worries, because we still have a few tries to go. And go to msi.com/2/insider and sign up, register, and make sure to do it, because you still have 2 chances at least, I think, right, Mike?
At least, I think, maybe even more.
Maybe even more.
Maybe
Wow.
even more.
So don't give up.
Daniel Johnson is saying, I think I need a new job to pay the power bill. Well, actually it has LED backlight, and that's a lot more efficient than the old backlight of older monitors,
Yeah.
which was CCFL. So it actually doesn't even though it's quite large, it doesn't consume as much power as older, smaller monitors.
I think nowadays is also like a high requirement for electronics to be very energy efficient.
Yeah.
So, and we are also part of it. And don't forget, if you're planning on buying a new PC, maybe now's the chance for you to check out the Trident X, because if you buy a Trident X right now, you will get our own MSI gaming chair for free, and you will have the chance to win more gifts. Of one, which is the Pelican luggage, in which you can put all your gaming gear and even the Trident X for you to take you with anywhere.
I have a question. Are the HDMI input and output on the back of the monitor? Well, the monitor only has HDMI input, so the output comes from your PC. And they're on the back of the monitor. Yeah, they're.
Yeah.
Maybe you can show them again.
Here.
I will get the detail. Yeah, so it has 2 HDMI inputs right there. And 1 display port input.
HDMI and display port. USB. Alright. So let's put it this way. Alright. It's just so big. So any more questions or something interesting?
Mr. Mastock saying you kind of have to have LED on a curved monitor, or it will be really hard to get the screen evenly lit with CCFL. Yeah, that's also correct. But
Wow.
nowadays also the flat monitors are all LED. It's
The
it's
more you know.
Current technology.
Yeah, somebody with knowledge in the chat. Always welcome.
Yeah, we have a very knowledgeable chat.
Yeah. So let's continue, because we're not done yet with this monitor. We have some slides to elaborate on just how much this monitor actually still can do. So we have talked about, well, that this is a 144 Hz gaming monitor. Now, so to be realistic, like just what does this mean to get 144 refresh rate? Well, frames per second. So here we can see, so it's the same kind of graph, the same context, done by the same company. If you want to achieve 1440p, you want to achieve close to 144 Hz, well, sorry, FPS, you need RTX 2070. For most games you have 142 FPS, so that's very close to 144. And if you want to go to Ultra, you want to go all the way, well, I'm afraid you will have to need at least a 2080 Ti to achieve 127, 28 FPS on average for most games out there. But don't be discouraged, because even if you can't achieve a full 144 Hz at Ultra, because that's very demanding already, any frames that you can get above 60 or preferably even above 100 is still a very, very nice experience. So you will still have the smooth gaming experience.
You'll still have a benefit with the high refresh rate panel. Yeah.
Exactly. So don't think that you need 144 Hz per se to have at least a great gaming experience, because any extra frames that you can get above 60 or 100, definitely a go. Now, so this monitor also has both of them. So remember, everything that I say about this one will also be the same for the other one, because that one is just smaller. So this one, 27 inch instead of 32, but the specs are all the same and the features. So
Rukt is asking, adaptive sync only works through DisplayPort, right? No, AMD FreeSync also works through HDMI.
Yeah.
HDMI, sorry. So you can pick if you want to use DisplayPort or HDMI with AMD FreeSync.
Yeah. So the monitor has 1 millisecond response time, so it's very fast. It actually uses the curved gaming panel from Samsung. It's a VA panel. It sits between TN and IPS, so it hits the sweet spot between both aspects, because both aspects have their advantages and disadvantages, and it actually takes both their advantages and none of the disadvantages. So it's a lot faster than the IPS panel, but it also has a lot better color reproduction than the TA panel.
Yeah, it's kind of the sweet spot. Like IPS is a lot used by for example graphic designers.
Yeah, so productivity.
Yeah, so it really goes for color accuracy rather than fast response times. VA is faster than IPS. It still has very good color reproduction, so it's very nice in the middle, in between TN and IPS. So you will get both a very decent response time and very nice colors. Yeah. And also a very big benefit of VA are the contrast levels.
Yeah,
so the blacks are really black. So it's much darker black than when you have IPS or TN.
So it's not only good for gaming, even when you're not gaming, you know, you're just taking a break from gaming, of course, you know, just going to do some multimedia stuff, you know, watching some movies or doing some other creative work. You can still enjoy and benefit from this excellent contrast and color reproduction. It's not just for gaming, actually, it's so good, you can do more with it than just gaming.
Mr. Masterox is saying 144 Hz at 1440p, you will need to use DisplayPort. No, on this monitor it has HDMI 2.0, and there you can also do 144 Hz 1440p over HDMI. So with the older monitors that still have the older standard, HDMI 1.4, there you had to use DisplayPort instead if you wanted to use the highest refresh rate. But now you can also do it with HDMI, if obviously your graphics cards also supports HDMI 2.0.
Exactly. So moving on, somebody already asked, or I think multiple people, regarding adaptive sync. So here we make use of AMD's FreeSync. Now, for those of you who doesn't know what it does, is that FreeSync will essentially eliminate screen tearing and stuttering, because that can happen, or those kind of stuff can happen when your FPS or the frames coming out of your GPU doesn't match with your refresh rate. So your frames per second of your hertz. Your monitor refresh rate needs to match with the frames coming out of your GPU, and then you will have a smooth gaming experience without tearing and stuttering. But that usually doesn't happen, because your FPS will fluctuate all the time. But your refresh rate, so of your monitor, it's constant. So set at say 100 or 120 or 144 in this case, it's constant. So you will have the mismatch. Then tearing and stuttering will happen, but the FreeSync will eliminate that, because you will make sure that both of those aspects will sync to the correct timing, so each frame will be properly aligned.
Yeah, so the monitor will actually match with the output of your graphics card.
Yeah, and well, of course, NVIDIA also has its own version called G-Sync, but AMD's version is called FreeSync. Now, to give you an even clearer idea of what it actually does, we have a small video right here to show you what the FreeSync does. So on the left side you can see it's quite smooth, and on the right side, if you pay attention to the stairs or to the upper part of the image, you can see that it's mismatched. It's not properly aligned during movement, and that's what I just explained to you, because the FPS coming out of your GPU is not aligned with the refresh rate of your monitor, so there's stuttering and screen tearing. So this is what adaptive sync will actually, in essence, do for you, to eliminate and those kind of obstacles and have the smooth gaming experience. And of course, both of those, the technology will come with its own ranges, and that really depends on your model. So really, if you want to find out, check out what model you have, and then find out in the specifications, you know, what kind of ranges the adaptive sync has, because that will really benefit you. If you don't know about it, you might wonder, you know, why is it not working. All right, so if
and make sure to switch it on both the monitor and your drivers. So if
it can be confusing at the beginning.
So I think in the AMD drivers,
you also
is it on by default, or you have to manually?
It's not on by default.
So you have to manually switch it on in your drivers.
Yeah.
And also, I think by default it's enabled on the monitor, but you can switch it off manually. So make sure to check also in the settings of the monitor to make sure that it's also enabled.
Exactly. So if you guys have any questions regarding this, just ask in the chat and we'll try to answer it. And if not, we will, I think maybe draw another winner. Is it time, Mike?
I think it's always time to
It's
draw a new
always
winner.
time. It's the happy time again. And I hope you guys enjoyed
We
this.
already had some more
because
questions about if we have a giveaway. We definitely have a giveaway.
I'll put this down for now.
So please
and
sign
you can
up if
enjoy
you haven't
this
done
one.
so yet. Go to msi.com/2/insider, or if you cannot see the link there, I will also post it in chat. Let's draw another winner. These monitor boxes are so big. Our next winner is Mehmet. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You also won one of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider game codes.
Awesome. I haven't tried it out yet, but
I have.
You look pretty good. Wow.
I actually played it on our ultra-wide monitor in our
Wow,
previous
have you
live
now?
stream. Yeah. So I played Shadow of the Tomb Raider at 3440 x 1440 pixels on the curved ultra-wide game. It was really nice.
Lucky you, lucky you. Oh, I guess I really have to try it out in the coming days. Now, so if you haven't registered yet, still don't worry. I keep repeating this. We'll still keep drawing winners. So go to msi.com/2/insider, and if the link doesn't work, you can also find the link directly leading up to the registration in the chat. So make sure you do that and register. Who knows?
Dalton
you're
is
next.
watching on Periscope, but he seems still not to be able to see the link. If you go to Twitch or YouTube, you will surely be able to see the link there in chat. So give that a go, and then we'll continue.
Exactly. You'll still have time to find out. And also something else to mention. We're currently in the promotional period for our Try the Next. So if you're looking up for a new PC, check it out. And if you purchase one Try the Next right now, you'll get an MSI exclusive gaming chair for free. And you will also have the chance to win one of the Pelican luggages.
Arturo is asking 2 entries per person, right? If you like both our YouTube and Twitch page, yeah, definitely have 2 entries.
Yeah, we're basically just legalizing cheating right now. So make use of it.
Oh, and we get a compliment
All right.
by Arturo.
Yes.
Absolutely great styling on those monitors. Thank you.
Oh, I think our Pelican luggage just arrived.
It did.
I think so. Let me check it out.
That sounds nice. You don't have to break the door.
Well, it arrived. Awesome. So, just put it under the table. It's here.
That's one big box.
Yes.
Or a big suitcase, I should say.
Speaking of the Pelican case, ours just arrived. Are you guys ready?
I think I have to make some space here.
I gotta make sure I don't break my back. It's really heavy. All right. Ta-da! So, this is the Pelican case that I've been speaking of. If you're interested, go check it out on our promotional pages on msi.com. It's sturdy. It's really sturdy.
So what's in there?
It's like one of those cases that you usually see in like movies, right?
But you're talking about the outside. I'm curious
Exactly.
what's in there.
Yes, yes, yes. Be patient, my friends. Let's show them. There is even lock.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, but what's on the inside?
So it must be cool what's
Mike
inside,
asks.
otherwise there wouldn't be a lock, right?
My precious. Let's open my precious. I was hoping there would be like some kind of lights coming out, like. Ah! All right. So here we have it. Wow.
That's one full suitcase.
Yeah, it's really filled up. I mean, there's even a Trident X right in here. So I guess that's why it comes with a Trident X, so you can fit this right in here. I mean, with the promotion at the moment. And well, you can see there you have space for your controller.
GC30 and a GM70.
Wow, the
and a
headsets.
GK80.
You can fit a keyboard in there. Even our Lucky is in there. Well, maybe we can show them from here. It's Lucky.
It's not just one Lucky.
Exactly. It's wow.
We have some smaller Luckies as
even
well.
brought its babies. So you have the MSI exclusive goodies.
And some just unpack a Lucky. There you go. Aren't they cool? And it's actually holding a graphics card.
Awesome. And let's take it up. Here we can, well, you can put in some extra cables, power cables or other cables, and even more space right here for even more accessories. Well, it's just an all-round suitcase that you can just take with you on any trips that you would like to do. I mean, this is really like my kind of suitcase.
I found a really nice Lucky. Look, you can actually put it over your monitor. How cool is that?
Oh, really?
That one is holding a notebook and this one's holding a graphics card.
Okay, we gotta talk to Eric.
I think some Luckies are going to disappear.
Yeah. Awesome. Alright, so yeah, this is the case, and how nice, because I was actually just in need for a computer to do the following demonstrations, and voila.
What a coincidence.
This is right,
There's a computer right there.
Right here. I might need some help.
I can imagine.
Yes. Alright. So here we have our Trident X. It's so small, it just fits right in there. Let's take this out and put this right here for now. And if you have questions about the luggage, ask them, because we're going to close it now and put it away.
Mr. Masterdox is saying everyone is like, a game code? Give me that box.
Don't you think I'm thinking the same thing?
Well, there is a giveaway. If you buy a Trident X, you actually have a chance to win this very nice box filled with all the goodies to put your Trident X in.
Which is wonderful. Alright, so I will now demonstrate some features and the benchmark of the new game that just came out, Far Cry.
We're getting a lot of questions about the Pelican case as well.
Oh.
Does the handle extend? I see it has wheels. Yeah, it definitely has wheels. And there you go. Yes, it has a handle that can extend. So Ja will be connecting the Trident X in the meanwhile.
Yes. So make sure to check it out if you're interested. Go to our website and check out the promotion page.
So what's actually in that Trident X?
In this one?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, to start with, it's powered by Intel's i7 9700K.
That's a decent CPU.
Can you guess the GPU? Make a wild guess. It's gonna blow you away.
RTX 2080? No?
You're on the low side.
On the low side?
Yeah, you're on the low side.
2080 Ti?
Oh yes.
Sweet.
Yes, you heard it, guys. There's a 2080 Ti in this guy. This little guy. It's only 10 liters. I don't know how they
So
do
9700K, 2080 Ti?
Yes. For all your gaming needs.
That should be okay for our 4040B monitor.
Yeah, I think so too. Somehow I think there won't be any problems. So yeah, stay tuned, because later we'll be put this guy to test. We'll be testing Far Cry New Dawn that just came out. I must say that game looks really flowery.
Casey is asking, can someone make a Pelican case mod? Like actually build a PC into the Pelican case. That's also a pretty cool idea.
Build a PC in the Pelican case.
So you can just like drag your PC right away?
That's something that...
Sounds like a good idea.
That's something that usually very high-level government members use, you know, to travel with, you know.
Like a PC in there?
Yeah, like just they open it up.
Yeah,
oh no,
notebook in
or
there.
usually just hackers. You know, they always
Yeah,
walk
they have
around
like
with
a
a
suitcase
suitcase and
with
they open it
notebook,
up
yeah.
and there's like a magical laptop in there that does everything. Alright, let me just get some setups ready. So first of all, I'll be demonstrating our Mystic Light, and to show you what the Mystic Light can actually do, and something that you might not have known before about Mystic Light. And I see something else, that our microphone is
It's showing up here.
just pretend you didn't see this for now.
What microphone, Ja? I have no idea what we're talking about. So Ja's just fixing the microphone real quick.
Alright.
Yeah, better? Solved. So you were talking about Mystic Light.
Yes. Alright, so let's see what is Mystic Light. Let's go. It's not this guy, but it was, let me open it up. So here we have the Mystic Light app. So if you have an MSI product that supports Mystic Light, you can just go to our website, download this. There's even a mobile app that you can use to control your Mystic Light, which is pretty awesome, I think. Alright, here, so this is the Mystic Light app. On the left side there are two pages with presets already that you can choose from, and this will differ depending on what kind of products you actually clicked on top here. So this
And then you can see all products that you have connected right now.
Exactly. So this interface is actually pretty efficient to use. I guess it's very user friendly because there really aren't too many options, and it's very clear, well, at least to me. So here on the upper side you can see everything that's currently connected to the desktop. So try it next. So we have the keyboard here, we have the mouse and the gaming monitor, and you can change the effects of them individually. So let's say I want to change the, well, let's start with the computer. So right now you see it's on rainbow. Let me just click on, say, lightning.
Let me just switch to the bigger cam. So it's
Yeah, so now I chose
see what
lightning
happens.
and I applied, and you can see the desktop just reacts right away. So this obviously also goes for the rest of the gears. So for example, if I go to the monitor right here and I would like to have, well, there are even more effects for the monitor. There are 5 pages.
KDC is saying in chat, that's a slow ass mic drop.
Well, I guess that's also everyone has his own style, right? That's his style. Okay, let me just put on rainbow wave for the monitor, so you can see here you have rainbow wave. Don't mind whenever it's black, because obviously because of the green screen behind us, which is not here, of course.
Are we using a green screen?
Yeah, no.
Like, why would we?
So green is not really preferred right now.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
green just turns black, basically.
Exactly, yes. So, and you can also choose whatever speed you would like to have, so slow, medium, or fast, or how bright it is. I always like it fast and brightest, just bum, max. Except when it comes to competitive gameplay. Alright, then you just, whenever you're done anything, click on apply, and you're done. Now, something else which is very interesting is that this app actually, well, Mystic Light is actually a sort of like an ecosystem. So it can really incorporate its own environment and connect everything within its own environment. So say I want to connect my keyboard with my mouse. I'll just click on this little button right here, or you can just go for this one. They're all locked. So individually, or
let me just
separately.
have the right slide. Can you show it again?
All right.
I was still showing the
So,
RGB on the back of the monitor.
See, here on the software, there are icons representing each device, and underneath it, there's like a
That's if you
broken
want
link.
to connect them, right?
Yeah. So if it's red, it means okay, it's now connected. So if I click 2, well, 2 devices, it will mean that these 2 devices will be connected. So okay.
So everything you set to it, like every effect or color,
exactly,
that will be on both devices.
So whatever you change your mouse effect to, or your keyboard's effect to, it will automatically be applied to the other one. So say I want to change to wave. I click on apply. The mouse and keyboard will now be synced in wave. So maybe we can have...
Maybe I can show in the top cam.
Yeah.
If you drag them a little bit. We cannot see the mouse yet? Yeah, there we go.
It's the best I can do. So what it comes down to is that now the mouse and keyboard, they're actually synced and being looped in the same, well, loop. Now if you say, okay, I want the entire setup to be synced, you can just simply click on this big guy right here. This guy will unsync or sync everything at the same time. So now whatever you choose for whatever, you can just apply and everything will be in the same loop, having the same effect.
So now everything is on rainbow.
Yeah. Personally, I always like to, you know, link my monitor with my PC or my mouse and my keyboards, because I think they belong to the same group. But that's just me, you know. And you can also add your headset, you know, and whatever else you would like to have. And there are actually even more to Mystic Light that I haven't told you or even showed you, because Mikey is going to do a dedicated stream for Mystic Light to show you. Well, you can tell it better than me, right?
Yeah, we will show you everything about Mystic Light and everything it can do, also with other components from different manufacturers, because now we're just using MSI products.
Yeah.
But you can also, for example, if you have RAM with RGB lighting in there, you can also sync it with your motherboard, with your graphics card. So I'm going to show you all the ins and outs and give you a few demonstrations. And we also have some very nice new stuff to show in Mystic Light that will be implemented in the future. So we can already give a sneak peek there.
Yeah, so guys, the future is looking colorful.
Definitely. So make sure to check out that live stream.
Yeah. Just keep an eye out for our agenda. Now, so that was Mystic Light. Now, another great feature that I personally really love to use is the gaming OSD. Now, obviously, you can activate the OSD via, you know, the joystick on the back, but
And we should clarify OSD. It's like the on-screen display, and that basically there you can access the settings of your monitor.
Exactly. So maybe you didn't see it, but Mike's head is blocking it. Here we have the gaming OSD. So this is like the dedicated app. Now we open this, and most of these settings can actually also be used in the mobile version. So you don't even have to well, use the keyboard or mouse or the monitor. You can use your phone. But here it's the most comprehensive. So this is also way more comprehensive than the on-screen OSD that you would get if you click on the joystick to activate the menu.
So to change the settings, you don't have to touch the monitor anymore.
Exactly. You can just open the app, and you can adapt and edit everything. So on the left here, let me just take you through what this is all about. Left, we have all the preset profiles. So each profile has its own edited values, like brightness or contrast or any other setting. They've all been put into these FPS. So this might be beneficial for FPS games. Or if you prefer racing, there's a whole different setting. Well, it's hard to see because
I can already see a lot changing on the monitor right here.
Because on the stream it's really hard to show you the differences because well, you have to experience this. But
like really, the capture card cannot capture this because it changes on the monitor and not on the capture card.
So whenever I click on something, you might be thinking it looks the same to me, but yeah, unfortunately.
Through the capture card it does, because you're not changing the settings on the capture card.
Exactly, but you can imagine, with so many settings that you can choose from, brightness, contrast, sharpness, black tuner, temperature, response time, screen size, image enhancement. This will actually make your screen entirely look more strong, crisp, but also
and it also can give
shadowy.
You a competitive edge in games sometimes. Like for example, when I play PUBG, I tend to put my the color a lot brighter, so it's easier to spot enemies in the distance.
Exactly. So this, it's called gaming OSD. So obviously, you know, there are some stuff in there that you can really use for gaming. So for example, with my own MSI gaming monitor at home, I play CS:GO a lot. So I always turn up on a black tuner, or depending on some map.
So it's easier to spot people in the shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that really really helps, believe it or not, because in game you have those options, but it's very limited. And this monitor, the setting in the monitor will really give you, you know, the next step that you can't get otherwise. And hey, something else that I always use with CS:GO is the screen assistance. So I AWP a lot. So AWP is a sniper, and whenever you're using sniper, there's no crosshair on your monitor. Only when you're scoped in, but you're not walking scoped in all the time, obviously. So whenever that's the case, I'll just you know, try to. Of course, I can't show this. I can't show this through the.
This is on the monitor.
Capture card.
So yeah, the capture card.
Yeah. Okay, maybe through the detail cam we can show this a bit.
If it's long enough.
What we're talking about, well, I'll just turn this and then turn the monitor.
Can I hand this over to you? So
yes.
I can select the right one.
So I hope you can see this, guys. Okay, let me just put this away. Here, there's a crosshair, right?
Right, exactly in the middle of the screen.
Yeah. This is what I always use whenever I'm using sniper or something else that really eliminates my crosshair. You can choose from different styles. So if you prefer white, you can choose the white one. So different form, or you can just choose whatever you like, whatever suits you. This will be this will always be on screen like an overlay. So whatever games you open, this will always be on top of the game. So I really love this this option. Okay, maybe that's like a cheat, but hey.
Maybe now you can also show the color profiles, like that you can actually see the colors changing.
So burn this image in your mind, the color, the sharpness, or whatever. So let me see. Let me just randomly choose something racing.
So you can already see it gets a little bit brighter and the colors get more intense.
Yeah, and actually it's a lot more sharper.
And if you do reading, for example, then it will filter out the blue light.
Yeah, so it will be
for
easier
your
on your eyes. So these are already the presets that you can have right off the bat. And if you don't like these kind of presets, you can always make your own presets. So for example, here we have just randomly predefined our own profiles. So here, for example, CS:GO, I've tuned all the settings that I would like to have for CS:GO that I think will be best for my gameplay.
Daniel Johnson is asking, does gaming OSD work for one screen at a time, or can you control all monitors simultaneously?
No, it's for one monitor.
One monitor at a time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, depending on what kind of monitor you're talking about.
Like if you, for example, if you're using two of these same monitors, can you adjust both of them at the same time?
That's actually a good question. I can't guarantee you the answer, so I'll have to look that up.
Try that out.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet.
Alright, let me put this back first. Alright, so you can set up your own profiles for whatever games that you would like to play, and for whatever settings you'll think fits you the best in that kind of settings. And you can just go to here and give a name, you know, you can even choose a template and then just click add, and that's all. And let me see, so here, moving on to the right, so these are all the options that you can choose. You know, there's the HTC, zero latency, eye saver, anti-blue motion. So here you can turn on and off the FreeSync. I shouldn't have clicked, but it's like an automatic response.
And currently it will not work.
Yeah.
Because we're currently using an NVIDIA graphics card.
So that's like setting your own gaming profiles. So if you want to select your own gaming profile, you don't even actually have to open this app to access the profile, because you can automatically hotkey a link to your profiles. So if you go to settings, there's like a hotkey tab. So here, for example, if you want to link gaming profile 1, You can click on whatever hotkey you would like to have. So Shift plus Control plus or minus Alt, that's up to you, and then plus another key. And then if you save it, if you click on that, you will automatically activate that gaming profile. So you can just like, without waiting, fast click on the game, click on the hotkey, and you're there. So convenience is really something that's been built into this app.
Sharpie Tower is asking, does OSD work on older MSI monitors as well? That's dependent on the model, I think.
Yes, every model has its own kind of or its own version of gaming OSD. Depending on what kind of model, it will maybe lag some features or look a little bit different, because that's really model specific.
And not every model has it through software, right? Some only have it
through the joystick, exactly. So usually the older models will only have the joystick OSD, and some newer models usually have the app versions. And since we're here in settings anyway, so besides the system settings, the standard stuff like input, timeout, and transparency, there's also the Navi key. This means that you can tune the 5/8 joysticks or the red joystick on the back side. You can tune it the way you want it. So if you press up, whatever it will open or activate. So say if you want to activate brightness, sure, click on brightness. On the left side you can choose something else, so etc, etc. So here you can just tune the joystick the way you want it, if you prefer to use the joystick over the app. Now, if you're more into like multimedia or some productivity activities, whether it's design or some editing or whatever, so we made sure that we have taken into account that with more workspace on your screen, that you can efficiently make use of your workspace, of your screen space. So for example, here we have the PIP, the picture in picture, and the PBP, the picture by picture. So both will actually basically mean that you can have multiple inputs being displayed on the same screen. So say you have a laptop here and you have a desktop, you can actually display both of them on the same screen the way you want it. So like for example, let me show you. Right now I've clicked on picture by picture. I have another PC hooked up right now and being plugged into the monitor. So I'll click on start. So here you see we have two different.
There we need to.
Well, we need to change this for a
there.
bit.
Got it. Let me.
Yeah.
Wait. Show you right here.
So let me go back. So this is your screen. Now you have something else hooked up in here, a different input. You can just click on start. Start with PBB, doesn't really matter, it's your own preference. Click on start and you'll see you'll have both of the inputs displayed on the same screen.
So this is picture by picture, right?
Exactly,
If you have them
yes.
next to
So
each
you
other.
have one picture by another picture, hence it's called PBP, picture by picture. Now obviously this will work better, picture by picture, on ultra wides, right? So then you can eliminate the upper and the under and then the upper part. Now if you prefer to use picture in picture, that's also possible. You can just choose picture in picture, same principles, click on start, and voila, you have the picture right here of the other source in your current picture.
And there you can also decide in which corner you would like to have it, right?
You can choose, you can have a small one if you prefer to have a small picture, voila. If you want to have it on the left top side or right top side or left bottom, well, you can choose yourself. So you can choose it and then just click on start, and there it is. Now you can just efficiently do whatever productivity work or other work that you would like to do a lot more efficient, and make sure you keep keep the same quality, the quality work it is. So this is the nice little feature, picture by picture or picture in picture. Now there's a lot more actually still to go. Right here you can see it says refresh rate. If you click on it, well, let me just stop the picture in picture first. If you turn on refresh rate, you can choose the location where to display the refresh rate. So right now you can see it on the capture card, but here on the left upper part there's a block saying 60. Oh, obviously this one is a 144 Hertz monitor, but right now because we're capturing this, it's being set to 60.
Yeah, our capture card cannot handle more than
Exactly
60 Hertz.
So that's also a neat little feature.
Dutch Portal is asking fellow Dutchies, definitely. Hello.
Godverdomme.
You shouldn't say that on stream.
I didn't understand. There's even alarm clock.
That's handy.
Yeah.
Like if you have like frozen pizza, you put it in your oven, you can just put an alarm clock on your monitor.
Exactly.
What else do you need as a gamer?
Very good. So this is like the front menu. There's another tab right here that says split window and tools. So let's just go to split window first. The split window actually has like a similar kind of principle as picture by picture or picture in picture, except the big difference here is that instead of having multiple inputs, you're just displaying, say, let me just open a few things. So I open the browser, I open the map. There isn't much on this yet, but let me just open another browser and say news. Well, actually it doesn't matter. So I have 1, 2, 3 windows open right now. If you go to split window, on the left side you can choose what kind of layout you want. So say I want this one, and then you click on, okay, which ones do you want to be displayed in this split window feature. So you click on whatever it is you want with the layout, and then click on apply. It will automatically just rearrange actually everything that you just clicked on. And this comes in different forms and numbers. Just comes down to whatever you prefer. You can do two windows in different form, or 3 windows in different forms, or even 4 windows. So let's try out 4 windows. So
this is also really helpful if you want to benefit from the higher resolution, because you will have multiple windows that you can easily use.
Yeah. So whatever work it is that you're doing and you want to multitask, you want to work very efficiently, you can just do this, and then you don't have to each time switch between apps. Apps or windows or whatever it is that you have to switch to. You can just put them all side by side and the way you want it. So let me just choose this for right now and then click on apply, and voila, you'll have everything prearranged. And you can even choose a different monitor. So that's the split window for feature to really help you multitask and work efficiently. And tools, we have even more features right here. Well, this actually goes way beyond just your monitor. So here you have some settings for your mouse and keyboard that you can just adjust if you want to stay in here and doesn't want to go to the dedicated settings menu from configurations. You can just do it here. You can set up whenever you want to auto shut down your monitor or power and sleep. There's a neat little magnifying feature that you can use. Actually, anything that you can just think of for your monitor to help you do whatever it is that you have to do, it's there. You can even connect to a wireless display. You can even connect this to a bigger TV, just wireless, right? I mean, that's quite cool if you're doing some multimedia stuff.
Well, if you're using, for example, the 32-inch, I don't see why you would have to.
Well, you have a 50,
you
if
could
you have a 50-inch TV at home, you could. So, alright, you can project this also. So this, as you can see, as I've said already, this is really a comprehensive app that has a lot of settings to really fulfill whatever it is that you require from your monitor or its features. So I really hope you guys get a chance to try it out, check it out yourself, and see how this can elevate your experience behind the PC, behind your screen. Now, we have one more thing to show you. I'm not sure if many of you guys already checked out this new game, Far Cry New Dawn, but since we're talking about benchmarking so much and the statistics and numbers, and yeah, I think it's nice for us to really show you in practice and put this little guy to work and see, you know, what can we really get out of it. So let's start this game up. Unfortunately, we will not be playing this game. Maybe next time we'll be doing some gameplays.
But while this is starting, it's time to draw our winner.
Oh Lord.
And for the ones who haven't participated yet, you still have the opportunity.
Wait, I haven't participated yet. Wait.
Be quick, I will also put the link in chat.
You know what? Never mind. I'll let you guys have it.
So our next winner. Okay, you have to pronounce this for me.
It's... Alright, you already did 3, so I guess it's fair. Wait, what? Can you unclick it? Aha, interesting. It's actually still within my expertise.
This is far beyond my expertise.
If I understand his name correctly, or your name, if you're listening right now, it says Big JJ, but then written in Chinese character, the big. So Big JJ, I guess. Congratulations.
My Chinese is a bit rusty, but congratulations. You also won one of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Hope you enjoy. And well, if you still haven't won anything, I think there's one last chance, right? There's one last chance for you to grab a free copy of Shadow of the Tomb Raiders.
So please sign up if you haven't done so yet.
Exactly. So go to msi.com/2/insider or go to the chat if the landing page doesn't work. Mike posted the direct link to the registration, so make sure to register and like, and hey, who knows? You might be one of the, well, yeah, you might be the last lucky winner of today. And let's go to this very flowery pink new Far Cry game called
It looks
New
very
Dawn.
pink.
Yeah, I mean, I went through the menu and everything is like, has a pink accent. I didn't expect this. Maybe because it has like a new female role as the main character.
Someone chat's asking what monitor is that. I'm about to buy that when I get my taxes in 2 weeks.
You mean the one I'm using?
Yeah.
Oh, this bad boy is the little brother of what I just showed you. It's our new MAG. Do I need to go slow for you to write this down? Maybe you can put this in the chat.
Yeah, I can do it.
So it's the MAG 271 CQR. So C, curved, R, RGB, I mean Q, Quad HD, and the R for RGB. It really has all the features that you need. And I've demonstrated most of them. And well, if you get a chance to try it out or even purchase this, I really hope you're going to win a lot of games. And I have no doubt that you will really enjoy it. So good luck. Now, the game. You see, there's pink in everything. Even
pink all the things.
Exactly, even, okay, oh, this one has no pink, but only if you go on right on here. So, let's go to the options first to show you guys like what kind of settings you can expect in this game. So the main one, the monitor, just standard stuff showing what kind of GPU you're using, refresh rate that you can set yourself.
For now we'll use 60 Hertz. That's because of the capture card we're currently using.
Yep. Full screen obviously, so HDR, resolution. Unfortunately, we cannot go up to 1440p because of the capturing situation right now, but we'll scale this up to match 1440p later in the benchmark. So you can still see with this kind of setup what you will get out of it, and if it will really match with what we've seen before. So alright, go to the quality because this is where the real settings are. So everything is already maxed out, setting at ultra, and wherever it says high is because high is the highest.
Yeah, actually switch motion blur on. Do you ever play with motion blur?
Never. But I think for the test's sake, you know,
It is immersive, but I think it's very
no, it's because we're so competitive, right?
yeah. Everything gets very blurry.
Exactly.
Like
our every movement needs to lead to our victory. So if we move and it's blurry, all right. Graphics quality. You know what I really like about this setting, what this kind of setup is that whenever you're like hovering on some setting, it will show you on the right side, okay, what this will really affect. Or like here on the texture filtering part, it will just enhance, you know, this little part to show you, hey, what will the effect have. Whenever you change, this part will also change. So I really
so you
like
get a
this
preview of what your setting
Yeah.
does in the game.
I think Call of Duty also does this. I really think that every game should just do this instead of just, you know, maybe some people have a lot of knowledge about all the settings. They will know that, okay, this will definitely affect that to this degree. But there are also new gamers out there, you know, that's just wondering, okay, what will this do exactly? And they will have to change it and then apply and go back to the game every single time.
And some new games have so many different settings that
Yeah.
it's almost impossible
really
to know what
blow your
everything
mind.
does exactly. So it's really good that
Yeah.
some games now start to have a preview of that.
So yeah, we have some graphics.
People in chat don't really like motion blur either.
All right, guys, very good. So we have some graphics quality in general, the textures, shadow. I always have shadow on very realistic, whenever possible. You have the geometry and vegetation, environment, so all the way up to here you have the ultra settings, and then you have the water, terrain, and volumetric fog. This will all go as high as high. So you can really tune a lot of the aspects very well, individually. I think that's quite good. Anti-aliasing. Some people prefer to have SMAA, some people prefer to have TAA. And I must say that, you know, depending on what game it is, they've really messed this technique up.
It's also anti-aliasing. The higher your resolution is, the less important anti-aliasing becomes. So, for example, if you're playing on
Guys, listen,
1440p,
Yeah.
anti-aliasing is not as important as it is on 1080p, because what it essentially does is smoothing lines and edges.
Yeah, and since you already have so many pixels
Yeah,
dense together per inch, there isn't much to really smooth out, right?
exactly. So if you're playing on a lower resolution, it makes much more sense to use anti-aliasing
Yeah.
than on a higher resolution, but it will give you significant frame rate impact.
Yeah, so I think for those of you, you know, listening right now, that's really a great tip, because I can imagine that everybody has the most expensive PCs at home. So, you know, playing some games, you will have to tune the anti-aliasing part, and this will really actually impact your performance and your quality.
Definitely.
So you can really play around with anti-aliasing and really know, hey, this will really impact how smooth my gameplay will be.
Yeah, so if you already have like a high resolution screen, but your frame rate is not high enough, just try to turn down your anti-aliasing a bit.
Yeah, so obviously on this kind of monitor right here, like the new one, the MSI 271 CQR, on 27 inch and Quad HD, anti-aliasing is not really something that we'll be worrying about.
No, you could perfectly put it down a setting. For
Yeah.
now we're using 2080 Ti, so
Yeah.
it will be fine on the max setting.
Yes, but then do you expect that on the bigger version, on the 32 inch version, that anti-aliasing might become a more
The
important
pixel density
factor?
is a bit lower there
Yeah.
because it has the same resolution but it's bigger in size.
So the 5-inch difference, you know, will it really be such a big difference that it will influence how anti-aliasing will work on the 32 inch as to the 27 inch?
Like in theory it obviously works exactly the same whether you use it on 27 or 32, but you will, the benefit on a larger screen
Yeah.
will be a bit bigger because you can see everything better because the pixels are simply a little bit bigger.
So we'll say that on our MAG 321 CQR, the model that we just showed and demonstrated, and the aliasing, you know,
Makes more sense
makes
than on
more
a
sense there.
27 inch, yeah, definitely.
all right. And yeah,
Sam
most,
Zero is also saying it's not necessary in 4K. No, it's on 4K.
it's even more.
Yeah, it's already so sharp that it doesn't really make a lot of sense to really put anti-aliasing to the max in 4K.
And well,
In most situations, you can even switch it off in 4K resolution.
screw emotion blur. let's just leave it there. So here, yeah, there are not a lot of settings, I guess, if you compare this to other
But
games.
this is only the quality settings.
Yeah,
You
so
still
this
have
is,
like a lot of tabs.
the
to
other
go.
ones, there still isn't
Yeah,
much.
so some games have like extremely
Yeah,
extensive settings.
if you compare to some other games, you might be used to like 2 pages long list of settings, but here they have really packed everything into the most important categories. So that's also something good, I guess. So you don't have to worry about too many settings. Now at color, you can just adjust, you know, the usuals, the brightness, contrast, gamma, color blind mode even.
Mhm.
So gamma, you know, really depending on what kind of situation you are, what kind of games you're playing, you know, contrast or gamma will really impact your gaming experience. So for CSGO, I always turn up gamma.
Yeah, it's always a bit of fine tuning to personal preference. Some settings will make it easier to spot enemies or...
Exactly, and in those kind of cases, you know, for your situation, if you think, oh, I turned this all the way up and it still doesn't deliver enough, well, gamma the way you want it, hey, we just show you the gaming OSD, right? Dive into the gaming OSD,
and you can still fine tune your settings there.
Still go even higher than what the game actually was capable of giving you. So I think that's, in those kind of cases, the gaming OSD is really an excellent tool to enhance your gaming experience. Now, nothing too spicy here. Advanced settings. So VSync, really recommend you guys always just put VSync off, because you might have, you know, if you don't have FreeSync or NVIDIA's G-Sync, it might give you some better smooth experience, but it will really heavily impact the lag.
Yeah, VSync will give you a lot of input lag.
Yeah.
So it's better, for example, if you use FreeSync like on this monitor to limit your frame rate to, for example, 140 frames per second.
So this one,
then FreeSync will always be
hertz.
enabled, so you will not have any tearing, but you will not have the input lag that VSync will give you.
Yeah. And well, enable frame lock. This will be beneficial, like Mike just explained. If your monitor only goes up to 100 Hertz or 120 Hertz, or in our case with the new CQRs, it goes up to 144 Hertz. So if the frames will go above the 144 Hertz, like Mike just said, it still can give you screen tearing and stuttering because it's not matching with your refresh rate. So you can lock it up to well, whatever frame rate. In our case, it will automatically detect, oh, it's a 144 Hertz monitor, so you can only go up to here. So you can lock the frame rate at 144 Hertz. So
if you're using FreeSync, for example, you can lock this within your FreeSync range to really get the maximum out of it.
Yeah, so if your graphic card is so awesome that you can go up to, well, beyond 144 Hertz on a AAA title like this, you can lock it up, so no worries. No worries.
But it's better, for example, if you have a 144 to lock it slightly below, so you're within your range. Because if you go above, you will be out of your FreeSync range, and that will give you tearing again.
No, big no. Now, field of view scaling. Some people prefer, you know, having a wider field of view. They want to see more field in one frame.
You can see more around you.
Yeah, so this really nothing to say about this. It comes down to your preference, but of course, if your view is wider, it will also put more strain on your GPU to render a lot more per, well, frame.
And elements will become smaller.
Yeah.
Like your enemies will look further away if your field of view is larger.
So
but of course, it's sometimes easier to see your enemies when you have a wider field of view.
And whenever I'm playing survival horrors like Resident Evil, I will have my field of view as wide as possible because I do not want those kind of moments where I haven't turned left yet, something else pops up left. So I would like my field to be as wide as possible. So this can be really great, you know, depending on what kind of games you play.
Maybe you should have monitors all around you so you can see everything. But then you would need eyes on the back of your head as well.
Maybe this year for Christmas I will consider. Now the adaptive resolution. Well, nothing much to say here. If you turn it off, you can just scale it up the way you want it, the resolution. So like I already said, so because of our setup, we can't really benchmark the 1440p right now. So it's being capped at 1080p. So we'll use the resolution scale, turn it up to 1.3 to match 1440p pixels. And this way we can still give you a feeling of what this i7 9700K with 2080 Ti can give you with this AAA title, all maxed out on 4040p, 1440p. So yeah, I've taken you through all the settings. Like I said already, it's very pinkish. So I hope you have nothing against pink if you like this game.
I already saw someone in chat who said pink is power.
Very smart. Alright, let's give it a test, because this game, unlike many games, has its own benchmark. So remember guys, everything is maxed out, motion blur is on, we have the field of view set as 75 if I remember it correctly, and the resolution is scaled up to 1440p. But I do have to say the game actually does look really good. Like Far Cry.
Again, a lot of pink in the flowers.
Yes. But I guess it's good. I guess even, well, women can also be badass gang leaders.
Definitely.
Not only men. So
the frame rate, the average, is now well beyond 100 frames per second.
yeah.
Unfortunately, you guys cannot see it because it captures 60 frames per second.
Yeah. So to you, the screen might still be a little jaggery, like stuttery, because it's only capped at 60. But on our screen, on this 271 CQR, it looks fantastic. But the frames, they really fluctuate.
Yeah, some scenes are really harder on your GPU than others.
Yeah,
for example, if you have a lot of smoke, that's really
Yeah.
hard to calculate for your GPU.
So it's good that they show, you know, what the max is, minimum and average. So I'll repeat again. So in this Trident X, there's the i7 9700K paired up with 2080 Ti. And everything in this game is maxed out. Motion blur is on. Field of view is set at, does it mention? No, it doesn't. 75.
It was,
so
yeah, 75.
normal one. And we scaled this up. So it's not 1080p. Like it says, the resolution, it's well, 1440p.
It's close to 1440p.
Yeah, because of the scaling we used. So what's the result? Minimum FPS 76 and average of 109 and a maximum of 162. This actually comes quite close to what we just what we talked about in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decent score.
So now you guys have an idea of, you know, what kind of setup and what kind of resolution will have what kind of impact on your gameplay, and how you can tune this up, and what kind of average you can expect from some games. I hope you guys remembered from the first few slides. And this is the specific, well, the particular setup and results from New Dawn, Far Cry's newest edition. And well, I hope you guys have learned a lot today, and that you have become an expert on 1440p and why 1440p is becoming the future, if it's not already the future. And monitors are becoming bigger and bigger, to emphasize on what we talked about in the beginning. So if you guys don't have any more questions, we'll draw another lucky winner if we can.
We definitely can.
Yes, I think this is the last one, so I really hope if you register,
fingers crossed,
that you have won anything.
Our last winner of today is Jason Williams. Congratulations.
Wow, what an easy name. Congratulations, Jason. And I hope you enjoy the game. And guys, do remember, we have a special promotion right now, running from the 18th of February to 31st of March. In that period, if you buy Trident X, you will get the MSI gaming chair for free, and you will also have the chance to win. Well, we just show you the Pelican luggage.
Maybe we should show it again.
It's right here. Well, it's
make some space.
It's awesome again. It's awesome enough to show you again. So it's already filled up with a lot of gadgets right now.
And this is actually one of them on the monitor.
Yeah, you can fit your entire arsenal in there, and
mouse, keyboard, headset,
exactly,
everything.
And you can actually win more gifts than what I just mentioned. So make sure to go to our website and check it out, and see if the promotion suits you, and if the Trident X is interesting enough for you to purchase. And next week
save up all your questions about graphics cards, because Peter will be here next week.
Exactly.
Maybe joined by Jeremy, we don't know yet,
Yeah.
we'll see. But
So do some research and think of all the difficult questions that you can possibly ask.
yeah,
And
I really challenge him.
Exactly. So Pete, next week we'll be telling you guys all about NVIDIA's doing and ray tracing and the new feature DLSS. So hey, make sure to tune in and do all your knowledge that you don't have. Well, create them, whatever it is, next week.
See you then.
See you then.
Same place, same time.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Goodbye.